Welcome to PPR Podcast number 142. My name is Rudy. To my right is the undisputed star of the podcast, the president of the San Diego Strike Force, who, by the way, generously sponsor said conversation. Oh, Burt,
yes.
Would you like to introduce our guest of honor?
Do I have to even? Julian Sayin from Carlsbad High School. I don't think anybody doesn't know your name in this town, Julian. You are the undisputed star now.
Thanks for having me on. Yeah.
Julian, as I wait to get my, because of course I forgot to get this going. First question to you. How does it feel to be not Julian's, you know, the five-star thing was a big deal, and I know going to Alabama is a big deal, but really the biggest title you now have on your resume is the 2023 Silver Pigskin recipient. How does that feel?
It's an awesome feeling, just being up there with all those other candidates, and then, nothing could have happened without my coaches and my teammates, and so it was just an awesome feeling, and it was a great night.
If you were to win the Heisman, which would be more prominent in your trophy case, the Silver Pigskin or the Heisman?
I don't know. I mean, the Heisman has a lot of weight, but first come, first serve.
All right, with a Super Bowl trophy, would that replace the pigskin in the trophy case?
I don't know. I've just been thinking on that one.
And I appreciate the kind words. Young man, you know what I like best about you, and you've been very good to us, and so that factors in, but I love your respect and admiration for your brother. It seems like every conversation swings in his direction. Explain to us that bond that you feel with your older brother.
Yeah, it's been great. When I was a freshman, he was a senior, so I was able to be on the same team as him and, kind of follow in his footsteps and see what he does right. And then, when we train, we're training together all off season. So it's good because we're able to compete against each other. We're trying to be better than each other. When we go to throwing sessions, we're really competing hard, and it's a great bond we have. We can just talk football all the time.
That's interesting because I grew up in Philly, so Penn used to let in kids for free. So I still watch his brother's stats every week from Penn.
Really?
Yeah, just because I was a Penn fan. They were better in Temple, so I went to. But I still follow Penn stats actually, just from.
So
going there
you've been to the campus. Does he walk around on the same level that you walk around Carlsbad at? I mean, does everybody know his name?
Yeah, most people know his name. He's been a starter since he was a freshman there, and he'll be a 3.5, 4-year starter. So he's done a really good job there, and I'm really excited for him.
Does he have aspirations beyond college as far as playing the football?
Yeah, definitely. He's going to see what happens this next year. Just continue to get better and focus on his craft and see what happens after next season. And he's playing really well right now.
I'm sure you heard I know you heard the Tyler Buchner news. What do you think of that? Do you talk to him? Are you guys friends?
I don't talk to him too much. I know him. I know him. I knew him when he was at Notre Dame too. So he's a really good player, and I think he was a really good lacrosse player here growing up and in high school. So I'm excited for him, and I think he's going to do well on that too.
But does it open your eyes to the pressure or to the realization that no matter how good you are or how highly acclaimed you are going in, sometimes maybe it doesn't work out the way you wanted to, and not to cash any checks early because it seems like does it? You know where I'm going with the question, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a pressure-filled environment there in SEC. So I'm excited to get there and just be a part of that, and I feel like pressure only can make you better.
Now, in recruiting, because you committed a while ago. How does that work today? Because do they still bother you, other schools, or do they kind of respect that and lay off, or is there certain schools that just won't accept it? How does that work for you?
Some coaches, I've built relationships with them before I committed, so they still contact me, but they know I'm pretty locked in with my school, and I really like the coaches over at Alabama, and they come see me all the time and talk to me. So love those guys over there.
Plus, don't you think that varies on what school? If he was committed to, say, pick any other school other than Alabama, but once you're at the Cadillac of schools, that verbal commitment's going to be considered rock.
Yeah, because we went to El Camino. And this is the next question I'm going to ask you. We went to El Camino, and Brady Hoke and Tommy Rees were there. offense coordinator at Alabama. So, we joked around and asked Brady if he was there to see you, and he said he couldn't afford you. So talk to me a little, and you don't have to say too much, but we're curious about the NIL because we see so many numbers floated around. I think On3 has you at like $1 million rating.
Are you a millionaire right now?
How does that work?
Definitely not.
Are you at the high end right
now? I think the evaluations are a little bit like kind of. I'm not gonna say flawed, but like they're kind of a little bit smoke and mirrors, and it's not really as it seems, because there's these big schools like Alabama, like the premier programs. They're not going out there desperate for players, needing to pay guys to come there. I wanted to go there just because I want to be developed in the right way and play for Coach Saban. So it's not exactly as it seems. Yeah.
So all right, so there's not a Bentley in the garage right now.
No, I've been driving the same car since my freshman sophomore year. So.
All right, so fair enough.
So you're not part owner of Thadd's Pizza Parlor right now?
No. Yeah.
I gotta say, he's investing.
All right, listen, you're a nice kid, and I don't want to. The last thing I want to do is run on the foul side of you. But let me ask one more question as it relates to NIL deal. At this point, do you get a representative? I don't want to use the word agent, but is there somebody who manages you as, hey, this is how we're going to plan it, this is how we're going to brand you? Do you have a branding agent, if you will, or are you forced to do this all by yourself?
Definitely. There's people that I can reach out to and can help out with that, and people that can also help with finances. What a lot of players are doing. When they get to college, the finances that they're going to be able to make. So definitely, we've been looking into that and just keeping people in our corners to help navigate.
So you have a unique perspective here. And San Diego State hires a new coach. Last week. What do you think they need to do so we don't have to watch the next 4 years in the SEC? Roderick Robinson, Julian Sayin, that rivalry continues, but it doesn't continue in town. It continues down south. What do you think the new guy has to do to get players like you and Roderick and other players that leave?
Or is that even possible?
Really, when I committed, I always wanted to play in the SEC, so it wasn't really like like San Diego State's not doing something right. It was really just I wanted to go play in the South in the SEC and go play against the best competition. But I have a teammate committed to San Diego State, Will Santorini, our receiver. So I'm excited to see what he does there with the new coach, Coach Lewis, and I know Coach Lindley, and I think they're going to do a good job.
So, like, if DSU said, "Okay, we're going to pay you $500,000 a year to be a quarterback here," you would have still gone to you still would have gone to Alabama?
Yeah, because you got $1 million in Alabama.
Yeah, I definitely still go to Alabama just because the development there.
But there wasn't a dollar figure that would have kept you close to home.
Definitely not.
And I don't think
it was always yeah.
Okay.
And you obviously you experienced it. I don't think people realize, like, if you go to Alabama or LSU or Georgia, that like atmosphere on campus is. I don't think you can match that in the NFL. It's just.
You can match it in the Big Ten though.
Yeah, maybe at Michigan, but I'm just saying. And then you go to San Diego State. That's kind of the draw, isn't it? It's such a. The atmosphere is just incredible there.
Yeah, the games are incredible. I've been to a couple games at Alabama. 100,000 fans, and if you do things the right way there, then you're going to end up being an NFL player and making all the money you want.
All right, so let me ask you this question: what's the timeline now that I know you have another prep All-Star game to play, and then at what point do you start packing your U-Haul?
I'll start packing in a few weeks because I'll graduate early and go out there and start practice with them in the spring, and I think I'm even going to be able to practice for like the tail end of bowl practice while they prepare for the Rose Bowl. So I go out there soon and excited to get going and just really start out there.
You start.
Wow.
Wait, you get to go out in a couple weeks already?
Because you're going to join them in.
Yeah, I get to go out in a few weeks and start for the bowl practice. And because they're playing in the Rose Bowl against Michigan, so I'll be able to practice with them and kind of see how they do things.
And then how's it go for the game? You're allowed to go there, but not obviously you can't suit up or anything. But you're allowed to be on the sidelines and everything.
Yeah, I think you're allowed to be on the sidelines, and then you don't suit up. Yeah, but you're just with the team.
Do you remember your experience when you signed up for the Rose Bowl?
Yeah, I did. Oh, I've been to the Rose Bowl several times. I've been to the Rose Bowl more than Julian.
More than me, too.
For both of you combined. Julian, so you got to grow up really quickly now, don't you? I mean, really, this is the demarcation. You're done as being a high school kid. You're now becoming a college man in a flick of a switch. Not that
Definitely, yeah.
Is that unsettling?
Yeah, it's definitely exciting. I'm excited to go and kind of just be part of the team, be part of the program, and just be part of Alabama football and practice with them.
And we have to ask this because we ask everybody this. What are you studying at Alabama?
I'm going to study sports management.
Yeah, I would too.
Parks and Recreation here.
No, I would study and I would take a lot of classes in just marketing. I mean, you might as well. Yeah. So when you're sitting in these boardrooms, you might as well, and the people are discussing your future. You want to know exactly what they're talking about.
Yeah, definitely. And since I'll be going out early, I'll be able to start classes soon and kind of get me on track to graduate early there and just get my degree earlier.
All right, you live in one of the nicest places on the planet in Carlsbad. How does it compare to Tuscaloosa?
Yeah.
Tuscaloosa.
It's definitely going to be a little bit different. I don't know if I'm going to get good Mexican food in Tuscaloosa, but I definitely have a special place in my heart for Carlsbad and everything about it here. So it's going to be sad leaving, but I'm excited for a new chapter.
All right, let's spell spell Tuscaloosa. Do you know, Julian?
I can't spell Alabama, so
yeah, I do know.
Right, come on, spell it.
Tucsc. Parks and Recreation. It's a great major.
Correct them. How do you spell Tuscaloosa, Julian?
I think it's Tucaloosa.
Tuscaloosa.
Tuscaloosa.
You spell Pittsburgh?
Yes, Pittsburg. H.
Wow. So Julian, when you leave that pizza place, who takes over your ownership stake? Who managed that for you?
Coach Max he's got all that taken care of, and I like that place. It's a good restaurant.
Can I say, can you talk a little bit about the bond between you and Coach? Because you guys, I was watching you guys at the gala, and you can tell when a player and his coach are comfortable around one another. You guys, obviously, you've been through the wars, you've experienced the highest highs and lowest lows, but you just seem like there's a genuine admiration there, and I was wondering if you'd want to speak to that a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I've known him for a long time. He's been an extremely big part of my life and kind of helped me just with everything football. He's helped me in a big part really just learn the game and just really teach me how to watch film, how to study a defense, how to prepare for a big game, and obviously he's a great play caller too. So his play calling strategy, he can tell me a little bit about that and how someone should call plays, and then just really just helping me with recruiting too. He's been able to just keep me on the right track and tell me how to handle things.
So are you done? Speaking, because I always jump around. Are you? Because I'm still fascinated by this. Are you done school now in Carlsbad? Done?
No, I still go to school. I'll keep going to school here until the day I leave. So I won't be done in a couple of weeks, but I'll continue going to school, and then we'll be coming up on semester in maybe a month now. So I'll be finishing up.
That's crazy.
When you look back on your high school career, what's your happiest win or your happiest moment? It can be a play, it can be a game, but what is the thing that puts a smile on your face as you look back on your best part of your high school career?
There's a lot of good ones.
I'm only asking for one, Julian.
I really liked sophomore year against Torrey Pines, that homecoming game where we won on the last play. I liked that one. And then probably I'd say the other one was the season opener last year versus Mater Dei on the game winner. That was a good one too.
The Torrey Pines one, that was the pass play into the corner of the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to Josh Davis. Yep.
Yeah.
And then the other one was Mater Dei. That's the tackle eligible play.
And then what? Oh, that.
I get to ask the worst.
Okay.
It's only between two.
All right.
What was worse, Granite Hills or Lincoln?
I'd probably say Lincoln. I think the Granite Hills game was honestly looking back, it it was a fun game to play in. It was a tough, definitely loss for us, and it hurt for a lot of our seniors. But playing in that game, it was fun. I mean, we had a packed crowd. We were scoring a bunch of points. It was a fun game. Definitely a tough outcome. But the Lincoln game, we were up. It wasn't a high score game. Offense didn't do what we were, didn't play very well, and we thought we should have played better. And losing in that environment was tough. But I'd say playing with in front of that big crowd at Granite or at home against Granite was I'd say it was a little bit better.
Yeah, your crowds are amazing. I mean, just that whole atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's not Tuscaloosa.
Well, we've sort of experienced that at the gala. Every time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they were there. They make a big impact. And they've been a huge part of our success. Just it's tough to play at Carlsbad. If we get up and get a lead on you guys, and we got our student section rocking, it's tough to play there.
Wow.
I got some more Alabama questions.
Fire away, man. We got it for another 5 minutes.
So back in the day, we would have to pick a roommate to stay in the dorms. I'm assuming you're not doing that. Do you get your own place?
No, I do.
Oh, you still do?
No, I have a roommate. Yeah, I have a roommate. The dorms are a little bit nicer. It's like your own room, your own. Yeah.
You haven't seen a 1987 Pitt dorm. You don't know how nice that is.
Yeah.
So to describe it, how nice is it?
You get your own room, and then I think we share a bathroom with just my roommate, and then you get a living room with a kitchen and a couch and a TV in there. And then my roommate's he's a linebacker from North Carolina.
Wow.
I didn't have my own room.
Hey, can I would be homesick.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, do you feel even that kind? I mean,
everybody is the first semester.
I've met your family. You're very tight with your family. Obviously, you love your brother to death. Were you even, or are you going to be so busy you're not going to even have a moment to be homesick?
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but I think we're pretty busy. There's not going to be that much time to be homesick, and it's kind of just it's going to be football all day, and that's just one thing I love. So.
He's a 5-star quarterback at Alabama. I think he'll survive.
Yeah. You're going to really have a hard time.
You have to pick up the pieces and move on with your life.
Let me know if you're struggling meeting kids and getting dates to the hop.
The South Hop, yeah.
I guess I'm just really appreciative that you're doing this. Is there there's maybe we'll never encounter another 5-star athlete down the road. Perhaps we will, perhaps we won't. But your advice to youngsters, we've probably asked you this question twice before.
What are these? Sorry,
2.0s. How do we create the next Julian Sayin? What's your advice to youngsters who are hoping to maybe even be half the football player that you are?
Yeah, just trust the process, and I'd say biggest thing is to show up on Friday night. So you got to prepare the right way. You got to study film. You got to just really be in love with the game, and just do everything the right way, and study film. Yeah, prepare the right way, and make sure you show up on Fridays and trust the process.
Mm-hmm. One last question.
No, I got a couple more.
Oh, okay. All right, well, I got one.
Okay.
So I'm going back to recruiting again. So I know we talked about you committed, but you ever get the reach out from Deion Sanders in Colorado when they were trying to stack everybody and new recruits?
I got reached out to them, or someone from them reached out to me, but it wasn't Deion. It was just kind of upsetting. I wanted to talk to Deion, but.
Hey, well, what do you think about that, and how the game that you're going to be playing is drastically, when I was your age, college football at my age and college football at your age, two different animals now. And this transfer portal is changing everything, and the NIL thing is changing even more. Is it still fun, or do you feel like you're in a business now?
Definitely it's still fun. Just, when you get down to the roots of it and you see 100,000 fans showing up every Saturday, tailgating, definitely it's still fun. There's a lot of outside factors now, but I'd say just getting down to the roots of it's still the best game out there.
But it's harder for high school kids. Like Bo Nix, I think he played when I played, to be honest with you. So you're having 7-8 year guys in college football. Is that fair to high school kids anymore?
It's definitely tough, for guys who are kind of on the fringe of recruiting, and it's this team might not offer you just because they got a kid from the portal, they got a kid from junior college, so it's definitely tough for high school kids getting recruited these days. But it's given college kids more opportunities to go have second chances.
I imagine your opinion of it would change. I mean, it's one thing to have your opinions with the 5 stars next to your name, but what if you're a 2 or a 3-star guy? Then your opinion on the portal and might change considerably, would it not?
Yeah, I'd say that's definitely true. Just because there's a lot like schools sometimes they don't want to take a high school kid who's like a lower level guy just because they can go get a kid in the portal who's got experience. So it's definitely tough for a high school kid to get recruited for sure.
So with that in mind, is your college decision, your decision's in a different league, and we all will stipulate that. But for like guys who are making their college decisions here on KUSI, we're going to have another one coming up on Friday. A kid from Granite Hills is going to be making his decision known. And okay, Bama's not in it, but some big recognizable schools are.
Yeah.
Is your initial college decisions, should you be fortunate enough to get to make it, is it as important as it used to be? Because now if you're unhappy, you have an option. You can get out. So is it really as important as it used to be?
I mean, I think it's still important, but like you said, a lot of kids you see, there's so many kids entering the portal after their first year. It's unfortunate when I see guys like who are freshmen and they didn't start their first year, so they're already transferring. I think it's kind of ridiculous to expect that, but yeah, it's kind of going a different direction.
And the harder part is you're seeing happy players that started and did well at their school. They're in the portal just for money now. So I mean, you knock it out your second year, and then all of a sudden, Texas A&M. Right. That's when you get the money, I believe.
And again, I love the opportunity to speak to Tyler. I've reached out a couple times, but obviously he's busy. But do you think Tyler regrets leaving Notre Dame? Should he have stayed at Notre Dame? Because he was having reasonable success at Notre Dame at a very young age. Do you think he regrets, in hindsight, following the offensive coordinator at Alabama?
I think you see, and you'd know better, Julian, I think you see the writing on the wall. They went out and bought a quarterback from Wake Forest. Wake Forest's best player. He obviously was happy at Wake Forest, but there was something that lured him to, Notre Dame, and it might be the same thing the year after.
All right, so then, Julian, is there another 5-star quarterback that they recruited that is also going to be in Tuscaloosa? Or is there going to be another 5-star quarterback next year that they're going to recruit that's going to come in? I mean,
Yeah, definitely. They're going to recruit the best quarterbacks, and I'm just, I'm not really afraid of any competition, so I'm going to go in there and really just whoever they put up against me, I'm going to go compete and go win a job.
And that's the sad part. A lot of players are scared of the competition, to be honest with you, and they just leave.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Julian, we're going to wrap this up. Young man, I'll just say this as serious as I can. This is our 3rd time you've done this. You have been nothing but respectful and of the show, and you have been just a gem of gems. We hold you in the highest regard, and we wish for your continued success, your family success, and health is, I guess, more important than anything. And I just want to say thank you. Don't lose the trophy. You're going to bring it to Tuscaloosa?
I think it's actually going to go in our trophy case at Carlsbad.
All right, please.
For the program.
Because that thing's worth a lot of money.
Yep. It's priceless. It's priceless.
All right, well, hey, good luck to you, and I'll try not to bother you, but
He will.
Expect a full. Oh, hey, one last suggestion, because they're going to have you do your bio for the football program. You had better mention that you were the 2023 Silver Pigskin Player of the Year in that bio.
Yep, I will.
All right.
Yep.
Well, Julian,
I will.
God bless you, young man.
I guarantee he doesn't. I'm going to get their media program.
If he says he will, he will.
They'll cut that part out. They'll be like, what is this?
I trust you, Julian. Young man, take care of yourself, and Godspeed, and have a Merry Christmas, okay?
Thank you, Julian.
Yeah, you too.
Tell your brother I'm watching.
Yeah. PPR Podcast
for
number
sure.
142 is concluded. Turn off the machines.